Mommy life don't stop. You're so handsome. It's my baby, y'all. Hey y'all, it's Amber. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Whether you're a first time visitor, returning viewer, subscriber, welcome. I'm happy to have you. Come one, come all. Today I am on my mama bear-ish. I'm feeding my baby currently. Y'all, he was just asleep. He woke up. So I gave him an ounce. And this ought to knock him back out, put him right back to sleep so that I can finish filming this video and focus on my experience and journey with him, actually. So if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. Make sure you turn on the notifications so that you can get notified every time I make an upload. And with that being said, let me finish getting my baby boy together, get him settled, and then we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so this is my second attempt at filming this video. I did film a video to use previously, but for whatever reason, the footage was it's probably time for me to upgrade my MacBook because editing has become a tremendous pain in the behind. So that video was supposed to go up on March 21st, which was World Down Syndrome Day. In case you did not know, I am a mother to a sweet baby boy that has Down syndrome. He also has a heart defect, and we'll learn more about what the surgical plan is going to be for him next week when he goes to his cardiology appointment. He's going to get an echo done on his heart. So I am so proud and so happy to be a mother. This was something that they had started preparing me for since I was about 22 weeks pregnant. I had to redo my genetic blood testing, and it came back that I was a carrier for sickle cell anemia, and then also that my trisomy 21 had came back positive, or my NIPT, whatever that stands for, I don't know. It was suspected that my son would have Down syndrome, but of course within the womb they could not diagnose that with certainty unless I decided to do an amniocentesis, in which I declined because I had no interest in them getting fluid from my amniotic sac. I had no interest in doing that. I had no interest in any possible risk, no matter how small. So my husband and I had just decided amongst ourselves that we would just wait to find out for certain once my son was born. So I've already shared my birth story. I'm not going to share about that. And in that video, I shared how we had to have a special team on hand when my son is born because they believed or suspected that it would be possible that my son would come out not being able to breathe on his own, because that's something that is pretty common with trisomy 21 babies. And fortunately for me, my son came up hollering. So he was breathing on his own. He did everything well. I think he only had to be on the CPAP machine and oxygen for maybe the first 2-3 days of his life, and that was just out of an abundance of caution. He's been breathing on his own since. We haven't had any issues with him being able to feed, thankfully. He has also not really had any issues with weight gain. Praise, I am grateful for that, because these are all of the things that were a concern. And he's enrolled in early childhood intervention. We have already started physical therapy techniques for him because trisomy 21 babies tend to be born with low muscle tone, and so it's important to get his muscles strong, get him strengthened. So we have to do a lot of tummy time, even though he doesn't like it. We have to do, I have to do a better job about like elevating his little behind and strengthen those little leg muscles. It has been very rewarding, very fulfilling thus far, despite the fact that these were concerns that come with babies with Down syndrome. I've had a wonderful experience. I do not have a colicky baby. I do not have a baby that cries a lot. He's very calm. He's very chill. I prayed over him when I was pregnant, and I hoped that he would come out calm, cool, and collected like my husband. I am the opposite of calm, cool, and collected. My husband and I are complete opposites in a lot of ways. We have a lot of similarities, but we are opposite in a lot of ways. And one of those ways is I stress about everything. I overthink everything. I overanalyze everything, like I do too much. My husband is go with the flow. Let's just chill. We'll wait and see what happens. It is what it is. And my baby does have a little bit of both of us, but I feel like personality wise, he is more like my husband, and I love that for us. I love that for me because I'm a lot. As far as my motherhood journey is concerned, life with my newborn baby, things have been really good. Like I said, my son spent the first 18 days of his life in the NICU. So with that, it was just a lot of my husband and I driving across town to go and sit with him all day. The parking garage fees, I think we paid maybe over $250 in parking fees just so we can go and visit our son. But obviously we don't regret that for a second because he's priceless. And, you know, we got to know a lot of the nurses there. They got to know us because we were just there so much. My husband's family would come and visit. My mom and my niece would come and visit. My niece, unfortunately, was not able to see my son until he came home, but we made sure to take pictures and record videos for her. And so now she loves her little nugget, as she likes to call him. And I can tell they're going to be the best of friends. She's going to be the big cousin, the mama influence that he didn't ask for, but he's going to get anyway because this is her baby and she just shares him with the rest of us. So the NICU experience, I'm not going to talk too much about because that's a beast within itself. Life since my son has been home has been really good. My husband had the beautiful blessing of being home with us for 7 weeks, including, you know, the NICU stay, obviously. But my husband was here to help out a lot, so I was able to get some rest, to sleep. We share responsibilities. We both wake up in the night, and that has continued since my husband has gone back to work. Hi, Penny. He's sleeping, honey. He's sleeping. Yeah, he's sleeping. We can't play with your toy right now. I've had the benefit of being able to share responsibilities with my husband. My mom and my mother-in-law have come over to help us or watched our son for us, to just do something as simple as go and get something to eat for Valentine's Day. And I just really am grateful for the village that my son has. I'm so grateful for the family, the love, the support, the friends that have truly been amazing with this whole process of me becoming a first-time mom. I had someone ask me the other day if things have been more difficult or easier than I imagined. And I shared with them that motherhood has been a lot easier than I imagined because I am a pessimist by nature. I always think the worst about things. I prepare for the worst and hope for the best. I am one of those type people. And so I just expected things to be a lot more rough. Now, granted, the transition of like packing my son up and being able to leave the house, it has gotten tremendously better. Now I just keep his baby bag ready and prepared. So there's only a couple of things that I would have to do when it comes to leaving the house. And if y'all see me keep looking down, it's because my dog is right here. And obviously I'm holding my son, so I don't want her to get too close. She's also in a playful mood. She wants to play with her toy, which is super loud, as you can hear. So mama's just trying to balance it all. Raising a baby and a dog is definitely a lot. So my dog is just now made 1. You know, we've set strict boundaries as far as, you know, her interactions with my son, and that has even been easy in itself. That has been a smooth process, and I'm grateful for it. Now, are there moments that frustrate me and fluster me? Absolutely. When my son has gas and I'm unable to relieve his little tummy right away, and when he's in his car seat and I'm in the middle of driving and he's crying because he wants to be held, like all of those things take a toll on me. I am up frequently in the night checking his breathing, make sure that he's okay. If I hear him stirring or anything like that, I am springing into action in mama mode, and that has been easier than I can imagine it to be, but it also comes with frustration because a lot more times I am tired. My husband doesn't always hear my baby when he's crying in the middle of the night, and that gets frustrating too. I was talking about that with my cousin, and she was saying that with her husband. It sleeps through pretty much everything, and I was just like, okay, so clearly it's a man thing, it's a husband thing, because no ma'am, mine does the same. It has been a wonderful experience. My husband is amazing. When he comes home from work, he clocks in, and I like to say mama is clocking out. I might be about to have to put her in her cage so I can finish filming my videos. I have had a wonderful postpartum experience. I do not take it for granted. I appreciate being able to just heal to rest, to bond with my baby. I have enjoyed it. I do go back to work next week. Unfortunately, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm only going back for the Thursday and Friday because my son has his doctor's appointment. I am just looking forward to getting this school year over with so I can be back at home with my baby and we can go from there. So some of the mindsets that has changed for me since I've become a mother is I am no longer in a space where I'm willing or interested to do anything above and beyond as far as my career in education. I just am not in a space where I'm interested in giving work more time and attention than necessary. I've already started pre-planning and doing my lesson plans so that life is easier when I go back into work, that it's a smoother transition. I am getting ahead in my goal by the time I go back is to have all of my lesson plans done at least through the month of April so that I can spend April lesson planning for May and just being in a position where I am, when I leave work, I am done with work. I'm not thinking about work. I'm turning notifications off and I'm just coming home to be with my baby. And that's the state I'm in. I don't know if education is going to be something that is going to continue to be long term for me. I've stayed in the field of education through burnout. I have continued to seek different experiences in the field of education. I went from teaching 8th grade to 10th grade. That didn't cure my burnout. I went from 10th grade to 2nd grade. That hasn't cured my burnout. These leadership roles have not cured my burnout, and doing nothing did not cure my burnout. And so it's just really exhausting being an educator, and it's fulfilling, it's rewarding. That's why I continue to do it. But I am also going to be pouring my energy, my time, my attention into my son, and I'm not giving above and beyond for the field of education. Am I going to make sure that my students get the best possible experience for the next 2 months before they transition to 3rd grade? Absolutely. I'm planning my small group. I'm going to be working with students and trying to figure out where they are as far as fluency. I want to be doing fluency testing every week. I want to do my part since I have been gone for the majority of the semester. But as far as doing planning extra school events, doing all of these things, I have no interest in doing that. And I am done with that, especially if my son has to have the surgery in April as we're preparing and expecting and anticipating. I am going to be giving my love, my time, my attention to my child, and what I have extra is obviously going to go into my work. As far as what that means long term, you'll have to stay tuned because I am going to be doing a video about my background experiences in education and what my future in education is going to look like, especially considering all of the things that are happening with education. That's just how I'm feeling about being a mom and a career. Now, motherhood is something that I am brand new to. I am learning about as I go day by day. And I want my son to live a fulfilling, successful life. There are a lot of barriers that are against him, not only because he has Down syndrome, but also because he is Black. He is brown. His dad is Mexican. I am obviously Black. And those are two different worlds and cultures that are different. They have a lot of similarities, but they are tremendously different. My son is going to know life in Mexico. My son is going to know life in Texas. My son is going to speak English. He is also going to speak Spanish. He's going to be literate in both English and Spanish. He is going to grow up around my Black side of the family. He is going to grow up around his Mexican side of the family. And so I just want to make sure that my son feels loved, he feels seen, he feels valued and appreciated, not only as a kid with a condition, but also as a kid who happens to be biracial in a world that is very Black or white, in a world that is very uncertain of the treatment of people that look like him, that look like me, that look like my husband, and the political climate that's going on here. I've started thinking about what life would look like outside of America, and that's not, obviously, those are not decisions that are being made at this time, but they are things that I'm thinking about and considering because the world is hard enough. We don't need additional oppression. We don't need additional things to have to go against. But I also know the God that I serve. And despite what happens and what things look like, I know that my God touches, guides, keeps me, that things that are meant for evil for me can be used for my benefit and my good. And I believe the same thing about my son. I don't look at his diagnosis as something that's going to hinder him. I look at that as his testimony. He was born to 2 educators. His grandmother is an educator that works at the district level for students that have special education services and needs. And so what are the odds that this little boy was born to us? Somebody that is prepared to take care of him, somebody that is prepared to teach him, to help him overcome these obstacles before they even become a significant obstacle for him. That's what my focus is, making sure that my son grows up in a way that he knows he's loved unconditionally, that he knows his worth, that he knows he is worthy of everything that he desires, everything that his heart desires. There is nothing in this world that he cannot do. There is no limits for him. And I just want to make sure that as a mother, I understand that I don't stifle him because of my fears, that I don't limit what he does because I'm afraid of, him taking a risk. And I want to be an example for him, show him what it looks like to take a risk, show him that, things can work themselves out for you. Things work out for those that work hard for it, that make things happen, that also happen to be at the right place at the right time. It's not what you know in modern society these days, is who you know. And so being able to network and make connections and not be afraid to talk to people like I was for so long. And even for the most part, I still don't really socialize too much, but I want to do a better job about that. So let's talk about my personal journey as a mother. So I am going to be doing another video, recording another video, just basically sharing my mental wellness journey, how I focus on my mental health, how I've allowed myself to seek therapy and counseling and to learn and grow. Like I said, that's going to be in another video for another time. But as far as a mom, I am making sure to be very mindful about my mental health. I realize that my feelings, my emotions impact my child. And I want to make sure that I am not creating a hostile environment for my son. I want to make sure I'm not creating a hostile environment for my husband, for anyone around me. And so it's really important for me to see the signs of when I'm starting to get anxious. I reach out for help before it's too late, or for a while it seemed like my mind was trying to go to a dark place as far as me being at home with my child. And I had to remember, I can always go to work, but I can't get these days back of my son being this small. I can't relive the newborn experience with him. It's been important for me to know that even when I get flustered, even when I get anxious, even when I get frustrated, even when I start to feel hopeless or too excited, and so I start channeling all of my excitement into these new thoughts, new ideas, new projects. Y'all, since becoming a mama, the creativity, stay tuned. But it's important for me to make sure that I am focusing on Amber too, because Amber is not just a mom. Amber is a human being. Just like I wasn't just a teacher, I'm not just a mom. That's not my full identity. It's important for me to socialize. It's important for me to go out, to get out of the house, even if I take my son, even if I leave my son behind. Yesterday I was feeling sick, wasn't feeling really well. And my mom, came and got my son. My niece had spent the night, so she came and got both of them and just really gave me the day to rest and relax. She picked them up in the morning, dropped them off in the evening, and that was just beautiful for me. And so I think it's important for me to prioritize myself, because I've already gotten to a place of burnout in education, and I don't want that to continue to impact my home life. I don't want my son or my husband to suffer because I'm just not taking care of myself. And so I find it's really important for me to take care of myself. I go get my toes done. Y'all know I love doing my nails. I'm still press on gang. Okay. And, getting my hair done. I'm about to schedule me another hair appointment and, book up my hair appointments for the next couple of months, because we got a life to live. We're going to be outside this summer with strollers, diaper bags, bottles, all that we experience in life outside. I want to take my son to museums. I want to go to Herman Park with him. I want to spend time with my niece and allow her to engage in these experiences with us. And so it's just really important for me to make sure I take care of myself, that I don't get stuck in the mindset of just wanting to be home all day, every day, not willing to get out of the house, not willing to see what life is like outside of my four walls. And so I have been really proud of myself for not allowing myself to go into dark holes and dark places. And it's really important for me to remember that I am a human first, and that I have to take care of myself so that I'm able to take care of others, able to take care of my household. I woke up this morning, little by little, I've been cleaning and packing things up, getting rid of some books. I'm going to send my friend a book package, and that's important to me. My space is a reflection of how I'm feeling. And if things are cluttered and chaotic, that's usually a reflection of how I'm feeling and how I'm doing. And so I am doing good. I'm in a space where I'm ready to declutter and get rid of things. So stay tuned for my spring cleaning video. And I'm grateful for life. And as far as my vision for motherhood, I will take it one day at a time. That's my vision. I don't know what life is going to look like for my son 3 months from now. Don't know what it's going to look like 6 months from now, a year from now. But I do know that I just want to make sure that we are living life to the fullest. My husband and I asked him, I was like, babe, like, let's commit to going to all 50 states and let's go and see things, let's go to different parts of Mexico. Let him, spend his summer in Mexico and just get to hang out with his cousins and get to know his grandparents and his aunts and uncles. And it's just really important to me that we allow ourselves to continue living life even though we have a child. My husband and I are celebrating our 1-year wedding anniversary, our 3rd year anniversary in total together this year on Thursday. And by the time you're seeing this, I don't know when you're going to be seeing this, actually. I got a couple of videos to edit. We decided that we're going to celebrate with our son because he's a part of our journey. He's a part of our story. We did not think he would be here yet, but that's okay. It is what it is. So I'm just loving the ride. I'm loving the experience of motherhood. Last thing that I will get into, because I feel like at this point I'm going to start rambling and we don't need to do all of that. Last thing, more children. My husband and I have agreed to 2 children. 3 max. We go back and forth on the 3rd, but one thing we can for sure say is we would love to have 2 children. And now the reason why I say 3 is because I suspect that I will have twins the next go around, which is why I'm very intentional about taking my birth control right now, because we can try this again in 2027. We have too much to do between 2025 and 2026. So we do want another child. Ideally, it would be a girl, but if it's another boy, cool with me. I love being a boy mom. I'm here for it, but I would love to have a little mini me. My husband has his mini me. I would love to have my own, but either way, I would just be grateful if God blesses us with another child or 2. So we don't plan on having another one anytime soon. As I said, I am on birth control because I'm a married woman and I'm just not interested in another pregnancy, another birth, another kid. I want to get used to being a parent of 1 before I try to become a parent of 2, 3. That is it. If you have any other specific questions for me about my motherhood journey, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I appreciate thumbs up, shares, advice from caregivers, parents. Hey, like I said, I'm new to this field, so I appreciate any and all advice. And with that being said, I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.